What's up, you guys? This is Arash, photographer, cinematographer, content creator, never AI. And if you didn't know, my correct pronunciation of my name is Arash. I say Arash because I Americanized it so people can say it quicker, more easily instead of saying it's Arash. And then, we get into the, is it Arash? No, it's Arash. And then 99% of people can't say it, so we go to Arash. Anyways, my point of saying that is because it's a Persian-based name, and because I'm Persian, I also shoot a lot of Persian weddings. And one of the only main things, I guess, there's more dancing, there's more fun at, I think, Persian weddings. But the main thing that sets a Persian wedding apart from an American wedding, or even from other cultural weddings like Afghan weddings and Indian weddings, Pakistani weddings, Korean weddings, is the sofreh act, which is a table at the ceremony which has a lot of things on it, like a giant mirror or a big mirror. It has honey that the couple uses to feed each other. It's symbolic of good luck. Sorry, it's symbolic of the sweetness of marriage. There's eggs that symbolize the amount of kids you're gonna have. There's a lot of symbolic things on this table, and it's usually a beautiful table that's created artistically. So you actually hire a sofreh designer to create this sofreh. And there's sofreh designers who kind of know what they're doing, and there's some that have no idea what they're doing. There's some that have been doing this for years, and they're very artistic, and each one is unique. Shout out to my mom who makes beautiful sofrehs. Shout out to Fabulous 2 Events, sofreh and design. Sofrehs are what differentiate Persian weddings from other weddings. And I've done maybe 80%, 70% of my weddings have been Persian weddings, but not all of them have had sofrehs. And I just want to go through the pros and cons of having a sofreh act. Should you have a sofreh act at your wedding? And if you're a traditional person and your parents are like, you have to have a sofreh, well, then there's no discussion. You have to have a sofreh act, and your budget is going to determine how artistic or unique it is, whether it's $1,000, $10,000, $30,000. There's designers that can, bring in gold and diamonds and glass and all this extravagant things to make it beautiful. But my point is, sofreh acts can be a giant headache. How can they be a headache? Well, for one is the things that are edible, like the honey I mentioned, flies gravitate toward it. So they usually keep it closed, like there's saran wrap covering things until the moment right before the ceremony. But sometimes people forget to take these off, and you have photos and video with these saran wraps and things on it, which obviously doesn't look pretty. Aside from that, let's say they do take it off. I have video and photos that I didn't even know that I took of the honey during the wedding, during the ceremony, and there's flies in it, or a bee landed in it and drowned because honey's sticky. That's one of the negative things. Another one is candles. So there's supposed to be candles that are lit on the sofreh, and a lot of venues don't allow for live fire. So even if they did, the wind blows it out, or the candles start to melt and they look uneven. I just don't think candles look pretty when they do that. If candles don't look symmetrical and like how they're supposed to look, like formal, they look ugly in photos and video. They just look ugly. I don't know what else to say. So if you use fake candles that have the fake light, then it just looks kind of tacky, like, oh, there's a fake candle on the sofreh. So like, why even have a candle there? For symbolic purposes, get rid of the candles. Now, some sofreh designers, this one really pisses me off. Some sofreh designers want to have the best sofreh for their couple, and great, I understand. I want to take the best photos for my couple, but I don't take them out for 7 hours and then bring them back, because that's disrespectful to the wedding day. That's disrespectful to the family, the people who want to enjoy time with the bride and couple, right? Some sofreh designers are like, hey, I want to show that I make the best sofreh, and to show that, I'm going to bring the biggest mirror I can rent, because they don't own the mirrors. A lot of them don't. And they bring something that's like 4 feet high. So when you put it on the sofreh, you're blocking the bride and groom from seeing the guest, and you're blocking the photographer and videographer from being able to capture their expression. Don't you want to see them when the officiant is talking, how they smile at each other, if they get teary-eyed, If they laugh, you want to see that stuff. So when the mirror is blocking it, that's garbage. So I've gotten arguments before where I've asked the designer, hey, can you move the mirror? Because I don't want to touch it. I don't want to break it. It's like a $7,000 mirror maybe. So I asked them, and then they get upset with me. They're like, where do you want us to move the mirror? I'm like, well, on the ground or somewhere, because the mirror is blocking the couple, man. I can't do my job. So sometimes sofreh acts can cause a little bit of friction, and I'm all about eliminating friction. So I try to tell the bride and groom before the ceremony, before the wedding day, like, hey, your sofreh designer, make sure they don't have big mirrors. And sometimes they have huge floral designs, which may be the fault of the florist, not the sofreh designer. But they put these giant flowers with their giant vases that are like equivalent to a teenager on the edges of the sofreh. So now the side guests can't see the couple, and then my side cameras can't capture the couple. Like, what's up with that, man? Do they not think about any of this? I don't know. Maybe they don't. So sofreh can be a headache. If it's designed with everybody in mind, if it's designed with art, if it's designed with intention, then it can be beautiful, and it's very symbolic part of the wedding. And the couple, we take some amazing shots with it. Going back to the sofreh, the candles going out, I've seen the wind knock over flower vases, knock over other things from the table. So it has to be designed with that in mind. Is it very windy today? Are things going to fly off? Is the wind going to take things away? So I would suggest, if you're having a sofreh, think about having the sofreh and your ceremony indoors, inside. And I know that's like crazy talk here in SoCal. Indoor ceremony? What? Well, you eliminate a lot of problems that are associated with the wind blowing things, candles going off, out, all that stuff. So I've had I did the daughter of one of the ladies of Fabulous 2 Events and Design, and they had their wedding at the RB Inn, and the sofreh was designed by one of the mother of the bride inside, and it was fabulous. Zero problems, because she also knows not to have a 15-foot mirror and flowers that, block everybody's vision. So that's a beautiful example. That's my take on the sofreh act. Those are my problems with the sofreh act. I had a sofreh act on mine. My sister didn't, on the other hand. So it is a matter of preference. And if you feel like it's becoming a headache, if you feel like it's creating a lot of friction, make it as minimalistic as you can, or just get rid of it. I don't know who I heard this from. Might have been Donald Trump, might have been Joe Rogan, but you can get married without a sofreh act. I know, sounds crazy, but you can do it. It is possible. Anyways, enough rambling from me. This was Arash, Rugger Productions. Not a sofreh designer, but I am a photographer and I am a storyteller. See you guys next time.